Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notification so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Now, I do got some breaking news. Uh, Ben Simmons plans to make his debut in Game 4 as long as there are no setbacks between now and then, according to Sham Arena of The Athletic. Uh, Also, Adrian Wojnarowski, according to him, he said that the possibility of Ben Simmons returning for Game 3 hasn't been ruled out either. He said there may not be enough time for him to clear the hurdles, and they're looking at his progress and practices this week as well, and they're trying to accelerate the process in the next coming days. Okay, so listen, panic mode, panic mode, panic mode. Brooklyn is panicking their ass off. Look, now they're like, hurry up, Ben Simmons, hurry up, hurry up, we need you. Please come and save KD, please come and save Kyrie. Look, they said they trying to get him out there ASAP immediately because they know that they need they know that they need something, but either way, I'll put it to you like this. I don't think it's gonna it's gonna be the end all be all because still, I mean, Ben Simmons hasn't played a game this season. So for them to think that, automatically he just gonna come out there just automatically killing and all this other stuff, that's not realistic. Okay. Now, would it would he have been able to help had he had played, I would say, earlier in the season? Yeah, it would have. But realistically, man, him coming out there and him saving the day and all this other stuff. I mean, he's never really been that type of player, anyways. You know what I'm saying? In terms of just being able to save the day. I mean, does he help out tremendously? Yeah, in terms of his defense and playmaking and stuff like that, athletic ability, size, all that. But still, it all comes down to continuity as well as chemistry too as well. We got to understand that. Man, look, they're hitting the panic button. What's up with it? What's up with it, True Viking Queen? I see you in the building. You said he ain't played all year, and he gonna magically show up in Game 4. It might hurt the net more than hell. That's facts, man. The net, the Celtics will start fouling him. Exactly, exactly. And we're talking about a back issue, something that is going to linger. You know what I'm saying? Something that it takes quite a while for him to. And look, them talking about now, I would be very disappointed if they're sitting up there and they're saying, okay, yeah, we're trying to accelerate the process. That's what Adrian Wojnarowski said. They're trying to accelerate the process so that they could get him in Game 3. Well, guess what? You're doing more harm than good because guess what? Then he goes out there and then he messes something else up, or God forbid, he gets injured even more. Then guess what? Then that's more time for healing, recovery, all this other stuff. And on top of that, man, he hasn't played a game all season. These guys' legs are hot. These guys' legs are hot. And on top of that, Boston is a physical, rugged team. Okay. Now I know he's not there, Robert Williams, but I was getting ready to name off some people. But when you talk about the physicality and ruggedness of a Daniel Theus, when you talk about the physical and the physical, attributes of a guy like Marcus Smart, physicality, rugged. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, even Al Horford, who still likes to get physical at his older age. I mean, they're gonna be swarming you, and then the list goes on and on. Even Grant and all of those guys. Man, look, it would possibly like Lee Bike was just saying, man. That's a good take that you just said. You know, look, it's he's not gonna come out there just automatically killing, and it could possibly be a recipe for a disaster. Right, right. I understand, True Viking, but see, the thing about it is that Ima Udoka is not worried about it either. I mean, he would still be able if you throw Ben Simmons out there. Guess what? You're really throwing him at the sharks. You're really throwing him in the sea with a full of sharks because they're like, oh wow, this guy hadn't played all season. This guy, this guy, this guy was injured. They're going to use that to their advantage. And look, everybody can say, well, he's been practicing, he's been doing this, he's been doing that. Man, that is not the same thing as the NBA game. Hell, that's definitely not the same thing as being 2 games into the playoffs, right? And these guys were competing to try to get there. These guys were competing for home court advantage, all that other stuff. And then on top of that, Brooklyn has already been playing. They've been playing for their basketball lives because they had to play in the play-in. So Ben Simmons is coming out there, and I would hate for him to be helter skelter. Look, I don't have nothing personal against Ben Simmons. I don't have nothing personal against Ben Simmons. Okay, the fact that he's trying to get out here now, okay, yeah, it speaks volume. He wants to get out there. He wants to try to help. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are looking at that and everything. But at the same token, like the brother was just saying, Lee Bike was just saying, look, I mean, you could do more harm than good, but we'll have to see what takes place. Now, it's not gonna just okay. He gets out there, he's the end all be all. Nah, cut it out. That's not gonna take place. That's not gonna happen. And I could be wrong. Maybe he could come out there. Maybe he could be motivated by that. You never know. But Ben Simmons, being available for game 4, you know, maybe that could get the team amped up. You never know. Because people feel like it would certainly help a guy like KD because they already feel like KD needs a lot of help in order to get things done. With the whole thing about him going to go to state and stuff like that, and him being able to win a championship with all the pressure on him. And when KD has played in the past, you know what I'm saying, when the odds were stacked against him, look, he came up small. Now he was able to come up big against Golden State and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because or when he was playing with Golden State, because they had so many other options and you had so many other people that you had to worry about. When you talk about Thompson, when you talk about Curry and the rest of those guys, and then you had some decent role players that were able to help out KD. So I mean, if you look at it like that, okay, you have a guy in Ben Simmons don't need to shoot the ball really. He could just be a body that's out there, you know what I'm saying, that'll be able to handle the rock. I believe that he'll still be able to handle the rock and facilitate, do that sort of thing. But at the same token, check this out, man. Like we also got to understand that this guy has not played in quite some time. He hadn't played an NBA game. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. Um, I know Alex don't really come through that much unless we talk about the Warriors and everything. But it's all good, man. I ain't tripping. Uh, Look, it's like this, man. Ben Simmons coming back or whatever. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But you're coming back in a playoff environment, and Ben Simmons really hadn't had that much success, in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm like this. Prove me wrong, Ben Simmons. prove me wrong. Prove to me that you could actually come out there and pull off the unthinkable. Coming out there, you hadn't played a game this season, and then you come out there and guess what? You automatically, doing good. And I'm not just talking about with scoring. I'm talking about with the facilitating and with the defense, doing what's necessary for the betterment of the team. Besides just being all about getting buckets and all that other stuff. You know, but as I've said before, and many people have said it, and they can attest to this, Ben Simmons with a jump shot is a nightmare. You know, I I pretty much can admit that. Regardless of how I felt about him and how he did the Philly organization and stuff like that, and all of this, Ben Simmons with a jump shot is a nightmare. Well, we don't know that. I think it would be silly for him to do something like that. Uh, the shy, you know, you know, and this is what Steve Nash is saying. It's up to Ben Simmons' decision whether or not he wants to play. When he's ready or whatever. But I don't think he's gonna start, man. You gotta think about it, man. If if he starts shy, man, that actually would be a horrible decision because he's gonna be on. I imagine he's gonna be on some sort of minutes restriction. But they're trying to get him back for game 3. Listen, gonna come up in here thinking I'm capping and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Uh, let's get it. Let me hold on one. All right, look. It says this. Okay. It says according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the possibility of Simmons returning for Game 3 on Saturday hasn't been ruled out either. Uh, but there may not be enough time for the three-time All-Star to clear the hurdles he needs he needs to by then. Based on his progress in practices this week and expectation that he'll continue to further accelerate and ramp up his process in the coming days. Game 4 is more of a viable target date, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. And I think what also they were looking at too, they said also this, they said, but he has been making steady forward progress in his recovery from injury since receiving an epidural last month and participated in 4-on-4 scrimmages this week for the first time since becoming a net. But y'all got to remember earlier he wasn't even doing drills. He was just doing like individuals and stuff like that. Okay, you said I think it's unnecessary for him to play now. Just get hurt and not play again all season. Make sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm with that too. But I'm not gonna fault his effort though. True Viking though. I mean, but at the same token, it is kind of risky, and some people are asking, why play now? it's just like with the whole Kawhi thing. Some people would be like, well, why would you? It would be well when the Clippers were in it, they would be like, why are you gonna play now? But at the same token, I think Ben Simmons wants to feel like he's actually doing something or whatever. But also at the same token, you never know. Brooklyn is they're hitting the panic button. They're hitting the panic button. I mean, let's just keep it 100, man. Brooklyn is hitting the panic button. They're hitting the panic button, man. Even with them going home, these guys are hitting the panic button. Even so much to get a guy that haven't played since last year, since last season, in in the first round of the playoffs. Like, man, come on, Ben Simmons, come on, come on. We need you for game 3. They trying to get him ready for game 3, much less game 4. I'm like, man, like, damn, they like, damn, KD playing that bad, man. Shit, they like Kyrie playing that bad. Oh man, but it's gonna be crazy though, man. Listen, if y'all coming in, man, hit the like, man. In case y'all haven't heard, they're doing everything that they can to make sure Ben Simmons is gonna be ready for game 4. They're even trying to get him out there in game 3, according to Shamshare Arena of the Athletic and Adrian Wojnarowski. So this right here is a very, very big deal. Could it be a shakeup? Now, do y'all feel like Brooklyn might have a chance? I already know True Vikings answer. I already know she gonna say no. I already know True the King answer. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear from some of these people that think Brooklyn. Oh, you agree? Okay. Yeah, I don't fault his effort though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, I ain't gonna use that analogy, but oh, okay, okay. Like with Willis Reed, okay, that's a perfect. I mean, his situation was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But it could inspire. That's what I was talking about with the brother ticket earlier. People forget, and I told him, and he knows this too. From experience, people forget about the emotional components of a game. That matter of fact, much less sports. They forget about the emotional components of the sport. They forget about that, and it does play a factor. Like Ticket was saying earlier, psychologically. I don't see Brooklyn beating Boston 4 games, and I like Brooklyn. But that remains to be seen, Jason Murph. Like right now, it's not looking so good. Ima Udoka is coaching his ass off. Look, I give props to the players. I like the way, even though Jason Tatum, uh, I mean, he did somewhat decent. You know what I'm saying? Some people felt like Jason Tatum could have played a little bit better, but I like the fact that Jason Tatum was able to do it more on the playmaking end. But he shot poorly. He shot poorly, especially from field goal range altogether. He was only 5 for 16, but he did have 6 rebounds as well as 10 assists or whatever. But what I was saying is that they got other weapons, and Ima Udoka can, their bench is a very important factor. Even though they only utilize 3 guys off the bench. And you got to think about it. Brooklyn utilized a whole hell of a lot of people off the bench. They utilized four people off the bench. I don't count Edwards. He only started. So they used about the same amount, about three guys. Because you this is another thing that people got to understand. You only utilize eight guys in a rotation usually for the playoffs. A good solid eight, eight to maybe nine guys, sometimes 10, depending on what might take place. But Ben Simmons coming back, could it give them an emotional rise? Could it set some guys? Could it set some guys uh, apart in terms of being able to go out there and be like, you know what, Ben Simmons, the fact that Ben Simmons is coming back and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play. I gotta prove myself. I gotta, you know, this guy right here, he's he coming out and he hadn't even played a game and everything. That could be inspirational. You never know. But I don't see Boston seeing him as a threat because these guys know well, they know what they seen last year and the year before that from Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna look at him like, okay, we got to see. We're banking on the fact that Ben Simmons plays the way he plays or whatever, but he could come out there and he could shock some people. But I'm not expecting Ben Simmons to go out there and be playing, being at his best. I'm just not. I'm just not. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Uh, do you think that this is going to be beneficial for Brooklyn? And do you see that them having Ben Simmons back will give them an edge in this series and possibly help them to win? So make sure y'all like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'll get at you later.